as dark and scary as it is when you hear the words demons and you hear the word Lucifer and Satan and 666 and all this, when you look at the language that is used, Prince, King, is King Belial and Lord Lucifer usher in an energy of deep healing at the core of yourself, and it gets dark and it gets ugly and it gets serious.
This video highlights my relationship with Lord Lucifer and King Belial. I will be talking more about the demonic realm and all things occult in hopes to expand the people's consciousness, as all things are not as they seem. Alright, so none of you watch my dirty little dressing gown. There's a lot going on right now. I probably put it in the wash by now, out of embarrassment.
I typed in verses in the Bible that mention Lucifer. I was looking to see if Lucifer has ever been referred to, or have people had connection with him through the name Sweet Prince, because that's how he's conveying himself to me. He's coming very strongly through with the Sweet Prince energy. Lucifer's energy, for me, the way that I can articulate it, if I can even articulate it, is much more playful than King Belial's energy. To me, King Belial has not been playful to me. King Belial doesn't come to bust straight with me. Maybe there's times where I'm laughing with King Belial, but mostly it's them kind of laughs where you're like, good one, great king, good one. And he says, yeah, you're darn right. I feel like his voice is very loud, his energy is very loud, his presence is very loud, it's very in your face. He's very in your face. However, what actually comes more naturally to me is left hand path, Demonology. I love my little Reddit thing, and I have like all these blood clot folders. All of my folders on my notes, like my notes are organized, bro. I have one called Demons 101, King Belial, Lord Lucifer, and just like books, recommended books. I have like my poetry on here. I have like my dream journal on here. I need to get back onto it. Why am I doing that? What was that all about? I need to get back into doing my dream journals every day when I wake up. I've got one dedicated to Yemaya. Demons 101, King Belial, Lord Lucifer, and occult books, ritual spells, and mantras. Anyway, so let's start with the Great King. Sorry, my thoughts and like they're all over the place. My words are all over the place. Everything right now is all over the place. So bear with me. Let me calm myself down. And oh my gosh, the time is. Oh no. Oh my god. Don't fall down the 1010. Don't fall down the rabbit hole of numbers. It can really drive. Do you know how many times I'm walking down the street and I just see number, synchronicity, and it's enough to drive you insane. People aren't joking when they say, oh, I got into spirituality and I was starting having bad dreams or feeling paranoid and this and that. Okay, cool. It's called spirituality. You're crossing a veil, of course, but the same goes for talking to you. Man have what? The Holy Ghost. You man have Jesus Christ, who isn't here. He's either your ancestor or he's a spirit of some sort. Like, you guys are communicating with the dead, with the unseen. You guys fight spiritual warfare. The spiritual warfare upon this side, on the right hand path, on the left hand path, there's going to be spiritual warfare on both. One side is not wicked or good, good or evil. One side's not light, dark, although you are working with light and dark energies. So the great King Belial's symbology, or like one of his recognized symbols, would be the crow, the great crow. And I hear a lot of King Belial and Lord Lucifer, that they work together. I hear that a lot, and I've experienced that. So when I hear that they work together, I've experienced that, and I've also experienced them coming to me physically as the two crows. Before, it would be King Belial. I would see a crow, and I know that he is near, he's with me. And then when King Belial introduced me to Lucifer, I started seeing two crows. 12:12 on the clock, I started seeing two crows. Caw-caw. And then there's this episode of Rick and Morty. If you watch Rick and Morty, Let me know your favourite episode of Rick and Morty. But watching Rick and Morty, have you ever watched Rick and Morty under the influence of any psychedelic? Psychedelic. Anyway, there's an episode of Rick and Morty called The Crows or Crows. Something about crows. Oh my gosh. And I can't even talk about it and stay calm. Like, I genuinely can't even talk about it and stay calm. But I have to, because this won't make sense to everybody. This may not even make sense to people that work with the Great King, because not everyone works with the Great King in the same way. However, this will make a lot of sense to a lot of people that work with the Great King / Lord Lucifer / spirits, specifically in the Goretia, because this is just how maybe their energy signatures work. There's like this theme, this common theme in this episode where they keep talking about worthlessness. And if you know King Belial, you know his domain is areas of self-worth. King Belial is sometimes called the worthless one. God talks about it in the Bible. They say he's worthless. This idea of him being without yoke. He's the yokeless one. He doesn't have God's gift. He's without. So that's King Belial's energy. That's where he helps to come in to your life when you're in a state of that. And that can work with addiction. If you have many people that have addiction problems, speaking from personal, there's idea of, do you not love yourself enough? Like, do you not think that you're worthy? And you may on a personal level say, yeah, I think I'm worthy, I think I'm enough, I love myself. But on a subconscious, yeah, you might, like, I do love myself, whatever. But we're talking about, are your behaviors saying that? Are your thought patterns saying that? This is all subconscious. It's not a personal attack on me, a personal attack on you. This is the way that our brain was formed, early childhood, even in the womb. Even what your grandmother or your grandfather went through. This is what's inside of us. We have to work inside out. So that's what I'm trying to get at. All this imagery, as dark and scary as it is when you hear the words demons and you hear the word Lucifer and Satan and 666 and all this, when you look at the language that is used, prince, king, the way that they communicate with me, he's very playful. So the episode of Rick and Morty. Oh fuck, man, this is crazy. I just took some screenshots. I never said you're worthless. In fact, I've given you a very clear metric of your worth. 2 crows. I swear I nearly shot myself. Lucky for me, abandonment's my bread and butter. This idea of worthlessness, not feeling good enough, and having, me personally, having an abandonment wound, having to accept that I have an abandonment wound. Again, it may not be conscious, but subconsciously, deep in the bottom of my soul, yes, I must have an abandonment wound, because my mother left when I was 1. It doesn't affect my day-to-day. I still can butter my bread. I can still wipe my own ass. But subconsciously, the child inside of me lived inside of someone for 9 months and then didn't see them ever again. That can create things within the mind, and having to accept that. And that's okay. There's things that we have. People have trauma. She got a little bit of trauma with her friends. She got a little bit of trauma with her friends. So when you go through things like being abandoned, I don't really feel like I was abandoned, because I wasn't. Some people were literally put on a doorstep or put in a bin, but life's not to compare, because it's still, the universe doesn't understand it like that. The universe understands abandoned, neglect. The soul only, then when things affect the psyche, it just imprints it. There is no fine print. There is no circumstantial. It is the effect. Cause, effect. Cause, effect. So if it hurt you, it hurt you. Period. So King Belial, the 2 crows, King Belial and Lord Lucifer usher in an energy of deep healing at the core of yourself, and it gets dark and it gets ugly and it gets serious, But these people are the light bearers. They're kings. Man, crows are empathetic as fuck. This is all dialogue from the episode of Rick and Morty. This is where I have something special, but we're all something special. We all have direct contact or communication with the beyond, with the unseen, with these beings, with whatever being you want to have. Just because I have contact with Lucifer doesn't mean that, not to say that I don't have contact with Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, he's like, I don't work as much with angels personally, but Archangel Michael is Archangel Michael to the left of me, Archangel Michael to the right of me, Archangel Michael before me, Archangel Michael behind me, Archangel Michael above me, Archangel Michael below me, Archangel Michael within me, Archangel Michael all around me with your flaming cobalt sword of protection. I am now safe. I am now sound. I am now grounded. Ashe, Archangel Michael is always with me. Always with me. And it's an honor. It's an honor to walk with the light. And it's an honor. It's a privilege. It's my birthright. It's my duty to go down deep into the darkness. Listen, it's a journey. I'm not really doing all that I should be doing, but every day you learn, you live and you let learn. If that's the saying, it's probably not. But Lord Lucifer's energy and King Belial's energy is really strong, really, you know, and I feel like I have a lot to learn. It's crazy. I'm actually really excited. I definitely need to meditate more. And I definitely need to meditate more. And just keep doing what I'm doing. And just love myself more, but also like have some more self-discipline. And discipline is just doing things when you don't want to do it. Like the minute you say, nah, I don't want to do it, get the fuck up and do it. And I'm just learning, like, to, you know. And then it says, right? Because this toxic thing I have with Morty doesn't defile. Okay, no. Right, because this toxic thing I have with Morty doesn't define us. And then the crows made me see that. The crows made... This is all dialogue from Rick and Morty. Either the people in Rick and Morty are understanding what I'm on, or... Listen. Rick and two crows. So I need to leave with the crows and see what more they can teach me. The Rick and Two Crows show. And then I was so amazed. I had to Google it. I had to understand, like, the crows in Rick and Morty. What was the symbolism? What was the message? What was the meaning behind that? Everyone's gonna have their own, you know, personal take from it, and that's just what life is, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the time, and 2, 2 on the time there. Peace, love, and blessings. Peace, love, and blessings.